Given the JobKeeper wage subsidy is being supported by both sides of this chamber to maintain the relationship between employees and employers, will the Prime Minister extend the wage subsidy for the 1.1 million casual workers who are currently excluded?
The Prime Minister has the call.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. The package of measures that we announced before the JobKeeper program was for the JobSeeker program. The JobSeeker program ensured that through the JobSeeker supplement, the COVID supplement, we were doubling the level of JobSeeker support to Australians who found themselves in a situation where they are no longer in work. Those arrangements were the first layer we put down to ensure that our social security net was strengthened and expanded to ensure that it could capture more and more Australians who found themselves the victims of the economic crisis that has hit Australia as a result of the coronavirus. Now, in addition to people who are eligible for those payments, they don't only just receive the JobSeeker payment and the supplement for the coronavirus, they also are able to get access to a range of other social security supports, whether that's rental assistance or family tax benefit, Part B and a range of other measures that can support people through these situations. Now, it would be a mistake.
The Prime Minister will resume his seat. The Leader of the Opposition on a point of order.
Thanks, Mr Speaker. Yes, a point of order on relevance. The question was very specific. It went to the relationship between employees and employers being maintained. That's at the heart of the government scheme. What the Prime Minister is talking about is once that's severed and people are unemployed. That's what we're trying to avoid here.
I understand that the Leader of the Opposition is trying to explain his question. The Prime Minister is being relevant to the question that was asked. The Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. As I was just about to remark, we put the JobSeeker payment and its increased capacity in place because we knew there would be those who would not be ultimately eligible for other measures we may consider. And what we have done with JobKeeper is we've ensured we've extended to casual employees for those who have been with their employer for 12 months or more, a status that is already recognised under Australia's taxation system. And so in putting together the $130 billion package, that is where we ultimately drew the line because, Mr Speaker, when you're putting these lifelines in place, you have to draw lines somewhere. And when we drew that line, we knew we could do it, knowing full well that we had already acted to put the JobSeeker safety net in place for those who wouldn't be eligible under the JobKeeper program. So we have put our arms wide out as a government and as a country to support those who have been impacted by the devastating effects of the coronavirus in our economy. The JobSeeker program and the JobKeeper program work together. They work together to provide the foundational supports in our economy and in our community to ensure that we can help Australians get through these crises. And so that was the reasoning behind our decision, Mr Speaker, and we will continue to ensure that that support is in place. But as I've said on a number of occasions, it is so important we find our way through and out because these lifelines cannot be in place indefinitely. And that is why we are working on the health issues to ensure that we can get back to a position as quickly as we can and subject to the health advice to ensure we can get our economy moving again.